Okay, now the green is dry, or at least the first coat, because it's actually going to get a little more stuff added to it, but that will suffice for now. And before I do anything else, I don't forget this, I want to take the tiniest little bit of that yellow and just under these fence posts, just a little bit. Add some little bitty yellow flowers. We have a lot of, what do you call them things? Daffodils, jonquils, that will come up in the springtime. And so, in a lot of places that they're at will be along an old fence row. And I just have a thing about adding them in there and calling them that because that was one of my daddy's favorite flowers. So that's why it gets that way sometimes. Let's see. Let's take, because my daddy, bless his heart, actually paid for my first painting classes that I ever took. We watched Bob Ross every day on public TV at the supper table. Mom always timed having supper so we could sit at the dining room table, and the TV was way in the other room, but it was a big enough TV. Even back then, we could watch Bob paint. And I was already playing with acrylic painting, and I wanted to try oil painting and paint like that. Well, I can't breathe the oil paints. They affected me. Plus, they caused me headaches. And we tried all different, ways to get around it. Anyway, nothing ever worked. So I wasn't able to continue with oil painting. But he paid for my first classes that I ever took. So here, I built that up just a little bit to kind of camouflage where both of those roadways end. And I want to do a couple of larger fence posts, like maybe where you would see the remnant of an old gate area or something. And so what I'm doing for this particular one is I'm only laying in the dark color first. Let's get one more over here on this side. So I'm doing the dark color of the fence posts and getting them in place. And then I want to go back with kind of a muddy white. I don't want it to be too white, but I don't want it to be, I want it to show up against this. And very carefully, just kind of touch that edge so that it puts the, had to let my eyes focus, it puts the highlight edge on the post. Okay, then let me find my little round brush. I went to Walmart, it's been a while now, and bought a bunch of different sets of brushes. And so I'm using from like 3 or 4 different sets of folk art brushes that I picked up at Walmart. And so now what I'm doing is I'm making a little black top or cap to go on the fence post. And this, there again, was something I learned in that oil painting class. And I've just always done it ever since. Not on the little bitty fences, but when I do these kind, I have to add that little top on there. And, I think I'm going to continue with the wooden rails. I'm kind of liking that for this particular painting. Sometimes I go back and I add wire, but I think I'm going to continue like this just because I'm liking that. And probably these bottom ones aren't going to show very well, but we're still going to put them there. Let's see if I can get not have to clean the brush and add that little bit of white along the top. Ooh. Okay, I like that fence. That's a cute fence. Okay, now got to have a little something. Let's see, need to set it down for a minute. And this is what I use as my little stands for my gourds. This one doesn't have the varnish on it yet because I just painted these early this morning. But they're wooden napkin rings, and they are perfect. Let me show you how one turned out this one has the varnish on it, so it just has a little bit of a shine and kind of accents the gold metallic paint. And then it just makes a beautiful little display stand for the painted gourds. And I used to use them all the time years ago, and then I ran out of napkin rings, wooden napkin rings, so I was able to find a few the other day on eBay, so I bought them so I would have little napkin ring stands for the gourds. Okay, before I go any further and add any other colors, I want to add some flowers in between the fence row here. So let's see, I think I want to do, I call it my little faux roses or squashed on roses. So all I've done is added red and white onto this little brush, and the way I kind of pounce it down and twist it and turn it, it gives me the illusion that you might be seeing some little climbing roses. I don't know what they're called. We have a fence row down the road from us, and there's bunches of these little roses that grow on that old fence row. So I just think they're so pretty. So I've got to have some yellow in there. So I'm going to see if I can get this to turn out. I've got a little bit of white, a little bit of red and yellow, just to mix up the color a little bit. And I don't know what this particular wildflower would be, but I just felt that I needed to add some in there. I like that.